This week we're covering the things that we need to be doing this week in our hamstring recovery after we felt the pop with sprinting. As you can see, I had a hamstring injury before. Watch the other videos, weeks 1 and week 2. But you can see at this point that I've already made it back into the field doing various different things, but not everything's perfect either. So let me show you what I'm doing to get to this point. This is week 3 of our hamstring recovery series. I experienced a pop in the hamstring here, and watch the other 2 videos prior to this to make sure that you've actually done week 1, week 2 properly, because I'm not going to show all the exercises today. What I am going to go through is a version of a deadlift that we can do with single and double leg, and show you one of my secret exercises that most people aren't aware of that should be implemented around week 3. Now, before you start with deadlifting, you should do priming exercises. We've already done them in the other weeks, but you go to an intensity where you start to feel things like your belly work really hard and your glutes work really hard and your quads work really hard. And then you can get onto something like this. The rep scheme for your deadlifting in this week is more exploratory. The reps and set really don't matter. You don't want to do too much too soon. And everything that you're doing should feel perfectly normal and non-painful. It is a big mistake to try to find your hamstring in the deadlift. That's why we're not doing stiff-legged, and we're not doing more of a RDL or Romanian deadlift style. So what we can do with this is we're just exploring movement again, all right? So we're gonna straddle the weight just like so, and then slide the hip pockets back and just see what our hamstrings are doing in this position. I can tell you from what I feel at this point, because I am pretty close to week 3, is my hamstring does not like this. So I can tell you in this position with the hips this high, it will not work for me. So I want to make sure that I stay out of this position as I'm exploring the deadlift. So here, I'm going to find it, grab it. It doesn't like that. And so I'm going to add more knee bend with it and pick it up. And I'm going to sink, 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 sink. Mainly exploring the hip hinge aspect versus the squat aspect when I'm picking the weight up. So here, doesn't like it, likes it, stand with it, sink with it, and then repeat your reps. Find the position, doesn't like it, likes it, stand, and so on. Earlier today, I was able to do this with 88 pounds when the last week I wasn't able to do anything at all. So you don't necessarily lose strength that quickly, but it's very easy to re-injure yourself if you're not being smart about things. So this is number 1. Number 2 is going to be a sloppy version of a single leg RDL. And I'll show you what I mean by this. Is we've done in other videos, we've done the split squats, which is here, and it's really, really knee dominant. We've also done these ones here, which is a pushing pattern, heel all elevated. But with this one, it's almost like an RDL, but it's not. It's kind of sloppy. But what you probably noticed over the last few weeks is you start to pick things up from the floor, kind of in a sloppy RDL way, so it's generally pretty clean at this point in time. So what we can do here is we're going to take the weight between our feet here and stagger them slightly. So on the side it's going to look just like so, and I'll turn the weight handle just so it's like so. Now again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to slide down here, elbow contact for me. I can tell this is too far. My hamstring does not like this. And so I'm going to come out of it a little bit and stand with it. And then sink it on the way down. Again, I repeat, under no circumstances should you be trying to find your hamstring in this scenario. We're trying to build the hip hinge pattern, which includes hamstrings as well as the glute. Reps and sets, I generally stick around 8 reps or so. 3 to 4 sets is probably adequate, but again, the general rule is exploratory. It doesn't really matter too much. Now I'm going to show you my favorite secret exercise or secret stretch in this week, and it's going to be flossing. What most people aren't aware of is when the hamstrings start to mend, sometimes the irritation in the area can irritate the sciatic nerve as it passes through. So sometimes people's remnant hamstring feeling or stuff into here tends to be because they irritate the sciatic nerve at the same time. So you can do something simple like flossing, which I'm going to do it on my non-involved leg just because it's closest to camera. And we're going to bring the knee up towards the chest, step 1, the sequence does matter. And then we're bringing the shin up and head up at the same time. Okay? On my symptomatic leg, I'll show you just to, again, explore. I feel okay to a certain degree, to a certain height here. So I can get to there, I feel pretty good. And I'm just gonna rep these babies out. So you do about 20 or so a few times a day, and then later on, you start to remove these things. So stay tuned to the other video series that we have. Remember, if you want help directly one-on-one, we do offer virtual and in-person services. We're licensed in different states to work with you medically for this. Like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.